Hello and welcome to the Knowledge Center stage here at Itron Utility Week. My name's Adam Malik. I'm joined now by Jennifer Stafford, who's the VP of Platform and Data for the Utility Division at SAP. Jennifer, first of all, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's so exciting to be here today.
Good, I'm glad, and I'm glad we can continue the story as well, because last year I did an interview with a representative from SAP and Itron talking about the work that you're doing together. And without talking too much about what happened in that interview, can you give us a little bit of an update about where you are now with that relationship?
Yes, the teams have been working very well together the last year, and we've actually had a great year. In June, we were able to announce that Itron is working 100% on SAP HANA. So the partnership has really made a lot of progress since this conference last year, and this has been very exciting. We were able to prove out that this will be 4.5 times faster than it is before, and it will provide our customers and their customers a lot of excitement and real use of the data.
So that 4.5 times faster, is that being driven by a customer demand for more real-time insight into the data? Because in the past, and I don't have to go back that long, like 3 years ago, everybody was talking, oh, you've got all this data, now you can mine it and you can find stuff out afterwards. Now it seems like the conversation is completely flipped towards that we want it faster, we want to get moving. Is that what's driving it?
Yes, absolutely. Our customers really want to have information about their customers right away or even before it happens. So if you take information and you store it, you can provide predictive. But if you think about all the weather outages and alerts that we've had this year and last year, by running Itron directly on HANA, we can provide real-time insight and outage information. And we can actually drill down to the actual meter, so the utilities know where and how to respond to customer outages in real time.
So instead of situational awareness as well as just...
Yes, absolutely, situational awareness. And that's actually even a greater benefit is it's just not Itron data by itself, it's bringing in Itron, even SAP, customer data, third-party weather data, and to provide real-time insight of the total picture of what's going on to assist our customers and ensure reliability.
So this is really going into that world where you're colliding all sorts of different data sets that are giving these actionable outcomes, which people were talking about in the kickoff this morning at the conference as well.
Absolutely. It's not just data to have data, it's data to provide actionable insights, to make a decision, to prevent an outage, to respond to an outage, to look at your, for example, vegetation management. If we see a storm is coming, we can look at the past historical data and look and see we should go after and clean up this area before a storm is coming. And we can use that past historical data to make that decision. And if you look at if we were to have an outage, if we didn't get it, then we can quickly identify where to deploy trucks, where to deploy workers to fix an issue as quickly as possible.
And have you guys done any studies about, at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff comes down to dollars and cents for the utility, so Itron's end customer.
Yep.
Have you done any studies about the sort of cost savings and the impact on operational efficiency that can have, like with vegetation management, because we know that that can tear down lines, especially, and so on?
Well, what we've really done is be able to use those use cases to understand the operations and maintenance, because we really try to understand, what's the correct dollar amount to put into this and to maximize your budgets. Each utility is a little differently because of based on what they've already done, but what we've done is provide the best available data to maximize the dollars.
And in terms of data as well, when we were talking off air to prepare for this interview, you were saying that one of the other big points is about not needing to replicate the data in terms of, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, that's what's another really great thing about the solution is before we had people using all different sets of the data. You had operational data, you had analytics and reporting data. With Itron running directly on HANA, everyone can be working off the single source of data. So A, in cost effectiveness, we're not replicating and increasing costs. B, we're all looking at the same data to make business decisions to affect our customers. And C, we're not waiting for data. We're much quicker. It's available when we need it in order to make an impact.
So has that got a lot to do with the maturing of the HANA platform as well? Because in the past, when you said to someone and say, oh, we're going to put the operational data, the IT data, and we're going to put it all together, you almost had this collective groan of, oh, how are we going to map all of this? Whereas I know that you've done quite a lot of work within the HANA platform as well to make that easier.
Yeah, so that's what really the secret sauce of HANA is. It's really flexible as well as scalable, and within it we have several engines. So you can do predictive, you can do graphing, we're doing a lot of work with, especially in utilities, around text analysis and bringing that meter data, text data to see where we need help, why people are calling the call center, and bringing it back to a neighborhood. But really the platform is kind of the key because it's so fast, it has all this ingrained memory, as well as to take advantage of specific engines to make actionable decisions.
And you mentioned text data. Is that actually literally text people are sending? Or?
So more of like what a customer service agent would see, put in their notes, or someone would call into a call center and get through the IVR system. So making that usable data. So instead of it just collecting and storing and not being usable, the HANA platform allows a utility to really understand what is most important to our customer. Like and what's even great about the Itron and HANA system, instead of waiting for 100 people to call in and say there's an outage, now the meter and HANA work together so we know where the outage is even before people are calling.
So that is just before, or you only need maybe 2 or 3 calls and it already predicts it?
Well, we don't even really need any calls,
right,
because the meter, we can drill down from all the way to the meter in HANA. So the calls are because customers like myself like to call and find out what's going on, but really the systems are already doing their jobs before then.
Where do you see the future as well? Because I'm just conscious of time in terms of looking ahead a little bit. It seems like there's been a lot of work and a lot of progress, even from 12 months. How do you see this evolving? Where do you see it going next?
Well, I think kind of you talked about the virtual data model. Instead of data being siloed and not being able to work together, this whole new Itron on HANA allows us to bring in data from many places, to make decisions in real time, to bring in IoT devices, to bring in data. We're seeing a lot of more information on automation and making decisions that way. So it's really not just happening what happened yesterday, but really allowing to affect the future as well.
And do you see, do you guys playing a little bit about, there's a lot of talk this year about bring your own device for the end customer. And one of the issues of bringing your own device, it's got to be connected into the ecosystem. And do you see you guys playing in that as well to enable that trend?
Oh, absolutely. Because what's really great about our capabilities is you can use it on any device. So no matter whether a customer is calling in from their phone, from their laptop, or looking at the device, the meter data, it could be taken anywhere. So that's really the flexibility of the platform.
Just to close us off, in terms of this relationship between Itron and HANA, and taking it a little bit further as well, is how do you see the customers being integrated into all of this as well? Because I can see a use case whereby a lot of that information actually makes it so predictive in real time that it enables that proactive communication with the customer, which at the moment is almost reactive still.
Well, and that's really one of the great things about the platform, is when we look at, for example, historical data, say a storm is coming. We talked a little bit before about vegetation management. What's here is we can take that data, like a storm is coming, it looked like this area always had a lot of fallen trees. So we can alert the customers, we're going to be working in your neighborhood for an hour, power is going to be off, so that they're not surprised that their power goes off. We could look at that customer base. We have ways using the SAP customer platform to know where they are. From the meter data, we have past outages, and we can contact the customer proactively to say, we're going to be doing proactive work in advance of the upcoming storm. Don't be alarmed. This is just going to be an hour, but an hour up front could save a lot of outages on the way out after a storm.
And on that note, we're going to have to leave it. It's so exciting to see how data is evolving from something passive to real time and reactive. Jennifer, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And thank you as well for watching this interview at the Itron Knowledge Center here at Itron Utility Week 2018.